Hello and welcome to the Vibe of the Through and Five podcast. I'm Cam,
And I'm Emily.
and today we're going to be covering Syracuse basketball. Once again, there has been a lot going on with the program recently, and we felt that it was necessary to record a podcast episode about it to cover everything going on. So let's get right into it. Emal, first let's talk about the Jesse Edwards saga and what is happening with that.
Okay, so as we've mentioned, as many of you know, Jesse is eligible for a fifth year of college basketball. So many people, really as of last week, thought Jesse'd be returning at Syracuse for his fifth year because he was included in like the team dinner or whatever meeting for the next year's group. And there's tons of speculations like Jesse's coming back. So everyone was really excited. Jesse's great. Obviously, we want him to come back. And then yesterday afternoon, people started saying from a close source to a source close to Jesse that he won't be returning to Syracuse. And we're like, what? Like, we thought it was pretty much set that he's coming back. But apparently, because of NIL, Jesse won't be returning to Syracuse. Cam, do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so it's official that Jesse Edwards has entered the transfer portal, and his reasoning is NIL. So his situation's a little bit different, and I'm going to get into that, explain that a little bit. I really don't understand it fully, but I think I have a basic understanding. So basically, what it is Jesse is an international player. He's from the Netherlands, so he cannot collect NIL money like everyone else. Say, for example, Judah Mintz. Judah Mintz is a United States citizen. He is from the United States and can collect NIL money from anybody. Jesse, on the other hand, cannot because he's a foreign student. So my understanding of it is that he has to collect his NIL money in his home country, which would be the Netherlands. So the way I interpret it is that he would have to go to the Netherlands, do a deal over there, and then can make money that way. At least that's how I'm taking it. I'm not 100% sure if that's like true or whatever. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section. But that's at least how I took it when I looked it up.
Yeah.
So Jesse did not have a good opportunity here with the NIL situation and getting enough money, so he's looking to transfer. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that Jesse is, I don't know, I'm just so confused, like with this whole NIL thing. Like it's so
Yeah.
confusing, and I never would have thought Jesse would be the one to do this for money. Like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. I don't understand like that. Our program gets like good, like we bring in JJ Starling, we get our guys back, and then we lose our best three guys. It's just crazy. I'm gonna read off
Yeah.
some.
And
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Cam, go
I'm
ahead
sorry,
with that.
Emma.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna read off some tweets that I tweeted last night. If you want to follow my Twitter for some obnoxious sports tweets,
Very good tweets over there.
it's at OFUBALOC_MAC. So it's my Instagram username, but with an underscore in between the C and the M. So I tweeted, I like the idea of NFL, but it has turned specifically college basketball horrible. The way that it has been executed is god awful. Players now have no loyalty to schools, and no one ever stays all 4 years at one school anymore. It's ridiculous. All of the players that will never see NBA floor in their lives will just care about NIL deals and money. What happened to wanting to win a championship?
Yeah.
All these college basketball players are so non-loyal these days. And yes, my previous tweets were directed towards Joe Girard and Jesse Edwards. You wouldn't be anything without Syracuse. Jesse came in not great, and look what we've turned him into. I mean, it's literally the truth. Like, no hate. Like, I don't know. I like Jesse and I respect Joe, but it's really frustrating when they come here for 4 years and then when Jesse gets good, he leaves. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty in college basketball anymore. Literally no loyalty whatsoever.
And the way the transfer portal is and everything, like these guys could always come back to Syracuse, but because of like the uncertainty with all of that, like we have four guys in the portal, Judah in the NBA draft, like they could come back. They probably
Exactly.
won't, but with their like uncertainty, like I feel like it kind of screws Syracuse. Like, should we be pursuing starting guard, or is Joe or Symir going to come back? Like,
Or
is
Judah.
Judah going to come back? I mean,
Exactly.
and like, if Jesse stayed, we wouldn't really need another good center. But if he doesn't, the current options we have are Peter Carey and Monir Hema, which they
They're
would
not
not be
starting.
good
They are
starting
not
centers.
starting. They're not starting centers. They're good
So
off the
like
bench, but
that,
they're not starters.
we would really need to pursue someone super good, but we don't know what's going to happen basically, and
Exactly.
we really won't know for another month or so.
And like that Hunter Dickinson is in the portal for Michigan. He would be crazy on Syracuse. I'd love to see him in
Yeah.
an orange uniform if Jesse doesn't come back. Like that. Should we be pursuing Hunter Dickinson? Like, what do we do? Like, there's so many options. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse could either stay at Syracuse or leave. Joe could stay at Syracuse, transfer, or go to the NBA draft.
Yeah.
And Judah could come back or go to the NBA. And then Symir and John Bull could either transfer or stay at Syracuse. Like, we don't know literally anything. And the portal closes before you have to withdraw your name from the NBA draft. Like,
Exactly.
it's like a month. I think it's like a month or so before. The portal closes May 11th, I think it is. And like that, will we know? Will Judah withdraw his name? Will he stay in? Like, when are we going to get these announcements? Like, should we be
Yeah.
pursuing in the portal? Like, I've seen a ton of guys like Al Ellis and like a bunch of good guys in the portal that we could get if we really, really wanted to and really tried. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. The next thing I'm going to read off, it's another thing on my phone. We've talked about Daddy Adam Weitzman providing funds for the school. Let's just get into these tweets. There's 4 of them. Given the news about Syracuse basketball center Jesse Edwards, who put onto the NCAA's transfer portal and hopes to explore NIL opportunities in another school, I reached out to businessman and philanthropist Adam Weitzman. Weitzman told me via phone on Tuesday morning that he will no longer be doing NIL, whether the current Syracuse student athletes or Cuse recruits. He's honoring his
Terrible.
2-year agreement with Deasia Fair, an Orange women's basketball player. Weissman said that he feels like the SU chancellor doesn't want him doing NIL any longer, especially with the attention and publicity that it brings to Syracuse University with Weissman involved in NIL. And this is a quote from Adam. With NIL, I've done everything in the book 100% in every single circumstance. Even though I didn't go to Syracuse University, there's nothing more that I'm passionate about than Syracuse athletics, which also includes every single person who works at the Dome.
Exactly.
So, long story short, Adam Weitzman is no longer doing his NIL deals with us, which just screws us completely.
It's
If he was
terrible.
still doing them, Jesse could have stayed, Judah could have stayed, and we could have another good guy in the portal that we get 100%. Now it's so uncertain, like everything else, and like
Like
that.
that.
It's just crazy. Like, why is it such a big deal? Elijah Moore is committed to Syracuse. Is he gonna stay committed, or is he gonna decommit because he's not gonna get his NIL contract anymore?
Yeah,
What is gonna
really.
happen with our future? I thought Judah was gonna maybe stay another year or two. Now we don't know about him. Like, literally, the future is so uncertain. I don't even know who's going to play for us next year. It's like what we were talking about a few episodes back. Who is going to play for Syracuse next season?
Yeah, what's the
Chris
starting
Bell,
5 going to look like?
Chris Bell and Benny Williams and JJ Starling. Those are our guaranteed 3 starters. We
Yeah.
don't have a center or a point guard. And those are the 2 most important positions in my opinion. And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you right now, Monir Hema is not starting at center for Syracuse. It's not going to happen, because if it does, then we're going to have like 4 wins. Like, literally, I'm dead serious. And like that, okay, JJ Starling can play point guard and shooting guard. If one of the guys that is in the portal or NBA draft or whatever, if they don't come back and we don't get anybody in the portal, what are we going to do? Because let me tell you right now, Emal, let me know what you think about this. I don't personally think Justin Taylor or Quadir Copeland are ready to be starting basketball
No.
players on our team.
they're all right coming off the bench, but like that, neither of them really got too much playing time last year because like that, we had a lot of good guards. We had Symir, Joe, both very experienced guys, and obviously Judah, who his just talent is uncomparable compared to some of the other guys. I mean, I really like all the players on Syracuse, so no hate to any of them, but it's just the levels of them being good or not is very different.
And like that, when I say Monir Hima, you're not a starting center, I'm not trying to be mean. Monir is a great guy, nice guy.
Yeah.
I've gotten literally a picture with him. Like, he's really cool.
Yeah,
but
we love him.
Spreading the facts. It's the facts. I'm not trying to be mean or hate on anybody. It's just the truth of what is going on.
Yeah.
But like that, Justin Taylor could be good off the bench. Quadir, same thing. But they really did not play last year. And when Taylor did get big minutes, he had one good game, and it was against Bryant because literally he got ejected. And like that, if Judah stayed at least a year more, he would actually be way better off than going to the NBA or whatever. Like,
I think he
could develop a three-point shot. He loved Coach Red. That's why he came here. He's the head coach, Judah.
Yeah.
Red is the head coach now. What are you doing? Like, I understand you have an opportunity to go to the NBA, but if you waited one more season in college, you could be a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think, Judah? First-round pick or G League, South Bay Lakers? What do you want? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's an obvious choice. You stay in college one more year.
Take your time. Like, don't rush the process. That's why college basketball is a thing, to get NBA ready. Like that, he could be really good if he, stayed a year or two more in college, like that, be a better pick. I mean, personally, I think that's what I'd do. I'd obviously want to get to the NBA. Obviously, that's the goal for most of these players. I mean, if you're playing college basketball, that's probably your dream. But like that, don't rush it. Just let the process happen, And I wanted to touch back on.
You could play college basketball for 4 years for a reason. No one uses those 4 years anymore.
It's very rare to see. But touching back on the NIL and Adam Weissman, if you know Adam Weissman, he loves supporting the program and he wants to see us do good. He wants to see the 315 Syracuse fans happy. He has the money to. I mean, this is pocket change for him. I mean, even though $1 million NIL deal is a ton of money to a normal person, Adam has the money and he wants to help the program. And I really admire Adam for that. And like that, this chancellor is saying they don't like the publicity it brings to Syracuse. That is stupid. Wouldn't you want your program to get attention?
Yeah, exactly.
And like that. Since the program's not good, you don't get this huge attendance in the dome. Not saying I really love when Adam brings celebrities and stuff to the game, but it does bring in attendance. And like that, the players play so much better when the crowd is going wild and is so much more engaged in the game. It just makes the environment 10 times better. I mean, if you've ever been to a game at the dome where it's packed, I mean, it's an awesome experience. It's so much fun. And like that, you don't want NIL deals. Every other school is doing them.
That's all college basketball is. Literally, NIL is all college basketball is.
Exactly. Every other school is doing them. And if Syracuse is not going to do them and they don't have a good program, I don't know what's going to become of this program. I mean, and like that, being in the ACC, they might have to switch to Big East or something
They might get
it's not looking good.
Or demoted to D2 at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You don't want to offer NIL. Don't you want your school to have a winning program?
Exactly. And so it's not gonna draw in any recruits either if we don't have the NIL deals. No recruits are gonna come here. Literally, don't even try. Don't even try to recruit anybody because they're not gonna come here. It's just gonna be a waste of time.
Exactly. Personally, I wouldn't. I mean, what is to bring me here? Literally nothing. I mean,
snow, horrible weather. It's either snowy or too hot, a horrible basketball program, and fans that will just get all over you because you suck and you don't play good. That's what Syracuse is.
And
the purple banana being the best NIL deal. Like, are you
Come
kidding me? Are
on.
you
Come
kidding me?
on.
You guys know how we feel about the purple banana. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best that you can do. We see
That's
football
sad.
guys getting CeraVe and all these other good sponsorships. Where is the Syracuse basketball, like Nike, or like
Exactly.
where are our good deals? Syracuse is a Nike school. Nike should be reaching out to guys like Judah Mintz. Like, our guys are like, we should have better deals. I don't know what we're
Hmm.
doing. Like, we're so
Exactly.
behind. And like that Kyle Filipowski is returning to Duke. Why do you think? Well, let's see. He probably has good NIL money and good NIL deals that he can maintain. He can get better at Duke at his second season, and he wants to win. Three reasons. See,
Exactly.
he's staying in college, and he's a good player. He would go to the NBA, but he's going to stay in college. It's ridiculous.
And Cam and I were talking all about this last night, and he made like a really great point. So we obviously know the situation with Joe Girard. I really never expected Joe to leave because I felt like he was very loyal to Cuse. He's really great to the fans and everything and like that. He's a New York native, so I truly thought a main reason he came to Syracuse is because it was pretty close to home. You know, he's really close with his family, which is obviously really great. But his like top programs he's looking into are Clemson and Pitt. Those are good schools. Those are potential winning schools. Like Cam said last night, Joe is looking to win somewhere. He doesn't care
Exactly.
about the NIL money or whatever. He wants to win. And that is what so many players don't have in their mindset. Like, you go to play college basketball to try to win the championship. Like, that has all
Exactly.
changed now. And it's just so annoying. It's so annoying.
And like that, I actually respect Joe for looking into good schools. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
obviously, Jesse's probably going to get some good schools, some winning programs, but Joe is looking at Clemson and Pitt, schools that are good and are one good player away from doing something crazy. I mean, you saw what Pitt did last year in the tournament. They were an 11 seed and they made it far. They did good, even when they were
Yeah.
injured. They played
Exactly.
good. Imagine Joe on that team. He'd go nuts. He would go crazy on that team. But it's just college
It's
players
just
are not loyal at all. All they see is the dollar signs, and they don't care about the school. Look at, for
exactly.
example, when we won the championship in '03, Carmelo, that's all our whole team cared about. We didn't care about anything else. We just wanted to win the championship. That's how
Yep.
it should be. That's how college basketball should be. Your goal is to get better, study, and get your education, because that is also important. You're at college for a reason, and
Exactly.
to win in your program.
Exactly. And
Syracuse
like
is like
that.
literally a soccer school at this point. We've won more soccer championships in the last 20 years than anything else. No
Wow.
basketball championships, nothing of prominence in football. I mean,
Mm-mm.
we made the bowl games, but we always lose. I mean, like that. It's
Yeah.
literally a lacrosse and soccer school at this point. Like, what happened to Syracuse basketball? We're up here. We're up here. We get JJ Starling. Chris Bell's coming back. Benny's coming back. We get Coach Red to be our head coach. And then, boom, boom, we plummet down. Jesse's gone. Joe's gone. Judah's gone. Our three
Yep.
best guys from last year most likely will not be on the Syracuse team. Like, what
It's
is
so
going to
upsetting.
happen?
And like that, players like Judah come for 1 year, and they have the talent to win a championship, right?
Exactly.
In a couple years. But obviously, no hate to Judah. I understand, like, you want to be in the NBA. Like, yes, that's the ultimate goal. But like that, stay a couple years, win something, and then go to the NBA and be a first round
Exactly.
pick.
It's not
Like,
like
it just
he's a
sounds a lot
projected
better.
lottery pick. It's not like he's going to be in the first round at all. Like, literally.
Exactly.
He
Not
honestly
this
might even
year.
go undrafted.
Exactly. Who knows? And like that, obviously we love Judah. He's our favorite player. So when I'm saying this,
No
I'm not,
offense.
yeah, exactly. I'm not meaning anything personal towards him. It's just the best example right now. Like
Exactly.
that, him exploring the NBA draft. Okay. Well, we're waiting on obviously him to know if he's coming back or not. He probably won't, but we obviously won't know guaranteed until the portal closes, I think.
Exactly.
So like that, we potentially could be pursuing like a 4-star guard or something, or the other option, if we got another guard and he came back, the other person would be coming off the bench, and a lot of people aren't going to want that. So like that, do we go for someone really good, or do we go for like mediocre, good player off the bench, but not really a super strong starter? Like, it kind of screws us not knowing whether these players will be coming back or not. So it's just an icky situation. It's just so much uncertainty, and it's just not good.
Like that, what do we do? Do we pursue the best that we can get, or do we hold off and wait and see what Judah's going to do? Like,
exactly.
This is what I said. I said this last night because me and Emil had probably like an hour-long conversation about this because
Yeah.
I was personally very angry about Jesse leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I said, how it used to be is if you wanted to go to the NBA draft, you could go and sign with an agent and lose your college eligibility. Or you could go and not get an agent and see and test the waters and see what's going to happen and then withdraw your name later. That needs to be a thing. You need to be able to say, hi, I'm Judah Mintz, and I am going to the NBA draft, and I am not coming back to college. Or I'm Judah Mintz, and I am going to stay in college. It's not one. It's not.
Exactly.
It's one or the other. You're not testing your waters. It's one or the other. You're staying in college or you're leaving. Choose one.
Exactly.
I'm sick of that crap too because it screws us. I mean, what do we pursue? Do we get somebody in the portal? Do we not? Like, what are we supposed to do? It screws Syracuse as a program. And like that,
exactly.
if Judah did come back, literally, if Judah and Jesse came back, we literally could win the championship. Like, I'm serious about that.
So
if
good.
Chris Bell and Benny Williams figured it out and JJ meshed well with us, we could have won the championship with that starting five. It's just, I don't know. It's just so frustrating. You see, I see you get so excited. Oh my God, JJ Starling is coming. Bell and Benny are coming back. Like, our team's going to be so good for once. Like, we're going to make the tournament. Like, no way. Like, that hasn't happened in, like, 5 years, it seems like. We haven't been good in forever. But nope. Boom. Plummet back down. Like that. Mr. Edwards. Why are you at the team dinner if you're not a part of the team?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, seriously.
And like that, if you're not 100% sure if you A, are going to go to the NBA, or like B, like if you want to go and like develop there instead of college, if you're not 100% sure, then you probably shouldn't go. You probably should wait another year, in my opinion. So like that, they give them too many options. They give the guys too many options. And like that, it'd be one thing if the draft like closed before the transfer portal, but the portal closes like a month before
or the same day. It should close the same day. That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to mention, what we talked about last night, this is my scenario. And just imagine this if you're a Syracuse fan, and it would give you nightmares at night. All right. So
I know
I'm going to tell, it's going to be a little story time here. So it's a nice May evening, and Jesse and Joe have announced that they have committed to different schools. Joe committed to Pitt, and Jesse committed to St. Peter's. Okay. Judah says that he's going to maintain the NBA draft and go and not come back to Syracuse. Okay. Symir Torrance and John Bolajak didn't get any offers in the portal because nobody wanted them. So guess what? Syracuse fans? Our starting point guard is number 10, Syracuse, New York native, Symir Torrance. Let's give it up. Yeah, starting point guard, Symir Torrance. And Bull coming off the bench. Yeah, I could see that one happening. I said that to Emo last night. I said, I can see that one happening. Nobody wanting Symir or Bull. All of our actual good guys leave, and they end up coming back here, and Symir's going to be starting point guard. And another scenario is Malik Brown, people are saying Malik Brown could play center. I'm sorry. Yes, Malik is a good player. I'm not saying he's not. I like Malik. He is 6'8". 6'8". That is not a center. That is not a center. And I could see if he was bigger. Yes, he's muscular, but I could see if he weighed more. But no, he's not a center. Maybe from time to time, but he is not our starting center. I'd honestly rather have Monir Hema start over Malik Brown at center if that was the option. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. The program is just in shambles at the moment. Pursue Hunter Dickinson, Syracuse, please. Like, I'm begging you. He's literally so good. Like, get him. Get another guard. Get a guard off the bench because we don't have that either. I don't know if we mentioned that. We don't have a guard off the bench either. So, we're just going to run with 5 guys the whole game.
Literally, unless you want Quadier basically starting or coming right off the bench.
Like, let's just play 5 guys. Let's just not have a bench. Let's just play 5 guys the whole season.
You see that happening.
Or let's have Anthony Clayton start. Let's have him start at this point.
And another thing, I wish they'd change. If you enter the transfer portal, you cannot come back. Like, if you want to leave Syracuse, goodbye. Go to a different school. Like, you shouldn't have the option to come back. You obviously don't want to play here.
Bull entered it exactly last year and the year before that, and nobody wanted him. So he came back.
That personally bugs me so much because they want to explore their options, as they all say, at a different school. But they don't want to play here. Like, they wouldn't have left if they loved it here and wanted to stay here. Like, it just, that they don't want to be here. And it's just, very annoying. Like,
my thing is, if, for example, let's use Bull as an example. Last year, he entered the portal, and nobody wanted him. Instead of, you can't return to Syracuse. You have to sit out a year. That's what should happen. You have to sit out a year. You can still go to college. Like, you can still be a college student at Syracuse, but you're not allowed to play basketball. You're not allowed to. That should be what is the prerogative.
Yeah.
You cannot, if you enter the portal, you cannot play for that team again unless you find a different school. Like,
there should be some punishment or risk in entering the portal.
And
it's not going to work out for everyone.
Before NIL, before COVID and everything, if you transferred, you had to sit out a season. Like, you literally had to sit out a season. That's why nobody would ever transfer. You'd have to sit out a season. But now they got rid of that, so you're automatically eligible once you transfer.
Like that, guys just hop from school to school thinking, they're going to like it better here. And we've talked about this before. When players are staying 3-4 years playing with the same guys, they can build a relationship, team chemistry. That's so crazy. Like, you can read each other's minds, basically. You know what plays to do. You know who to pass to every time. There is not that anymore because everyone leaves. And that stuff like that is why people win. It's just what NIL has done really to college athletics is really not great. Like, I think the players should be able to do sponsorships and stuff and that. Yeah, get paid to go somewhere for 3-4 years. I mean, they should get something out of it.
The execution is horrible. The execution is horrible of NIL. Like we said, I like the idea of college players getting paid. I like that idea. Don't get me wrong. In high school, I literally wrote 3 essays on why college athletes should be paid.
Yeah.
So don't come at us saying we're against it. We're not against it. We're against the execution of NIL. It should have been handled way differently, and rules should have been stated clearly when it first came out.
Some schools, sorry to interrupt, some schools take full advantage of it. And, they're getting all 4 or 5-star recruits. And then there's the Syracuse chancellor that doesn't like it. So because one person at Syracuse doesn't like it, can't do it. So enjoy having terrible players the rest of your program.
Life.
Yeah.
And that, people, for example, Bryson Godine, he's on his maybe 4th school in 4 years.
Yeah.
People transfer literally every single year because they don't like the school. I'm sorry. If you don't like the school, why did you commit to it in the first place?
Exactly.
You visit these schools. You visit, and if you didn't visit, you took an online visit. You met with these people. You met with these coaches. You talked to the team. If you
Yeah,
don't like it, why do you commit there in the first place?
exactly.
It's
Just
just, it
ridiculous.
makes no sense.
And like that, they should implement a rule or something. You can transfer, but you get one transfer. You can't
Yeah,
go to
exactly.
college for 4 years and attend a different school. I mean, no one does that. I can understand if you go to a school and like it really just does not work out. Like
Hmm.
maybe you have issues with someone on the team and like it's not good for you, or maybe you thought you'd be starting and then someone came in and took your spot. Like if you were really unhappy at a school and there was like an issue like that, I could see why someone would want to transfer. But like that, when guys are just doing it for money or whatever, it's just annoying. Like it's annoying.
Exactly. And another thing I wanted to say, going off of what you wanted to, or what you were saying about if they're not getting minutes or whatever, I'm sorry. If you suck, that's your issue. That is
Yeah.
your issue. You could choose to get better, but you don't. So if your minutes get taken, that's your own fault because you didn't
Mhm.
do good. That's your own fault. You
Exactly.
should not be able to transfer out of that situation. You were the one that sucked and did not play properly and did not play good. So your minutes got taken. That's how basketball works. That's how the NBA works. That's how literally any sport works. I don't care if you play rugby for a living. If you suck at rugby, you're not going to play. That's how it
Yeah.
works. So it shouldn't be any different because, oh, I'm a college basketball player and I can transfer out of the situation. No, no, it's ridiculous. If you suck, that's your own fault. You earn your
Yeah.
minutes. And if you don't want to play good, then you can sit on the bench and ride the pine. Like,
Mhm.
the way that college basketball has changed over the past few years and the lack of rules that are implemented
Terrible.
is horrible and ridiculous.
And like that, I think Cam mentioned this last night in one of the tweets, but I'm going to say 85%, maybe 90% of the current college players at any school are never going to play in the NBA or even
Exactly.
at a next higher level. So all they have is this college NIL. So they try to, eat it all up, get all they can get because they know after 4 years, the only basketball they'll be playing is at the park with their friends or coaching fifth graders. Like,
Exactly.
and that's fine, but all they care about is the right now NIL money, which I understand, but it doesn't really allow programs to be good how they used to be and to allow players to come and develop at a school for 4 years.
Let's use a little comparison here. So, all right, obviously we all know Victor Wembanyama is projected the first pick this year. His build is 7'5", skinny, can shoot the ball, is athletic. All right, four good things. All right, he didn't play in college. Let's look at Zach Edey now, who played at Purdue. Tall, slow, can't shoot, not athletic. Who's the NBA player here, folks? Emo, who's the NBA player? The first player or the second
I'm
player?
going to say Victor.
Yeah, exactly. Zach Edey will just sit in the G League and play. He'll play in the G League,
Exactly.
maybe a few games in the NBA. But he was dominant in college. But it doesn't
Best,
translate whatsoever. It
yeah,
does not translate whatsoever. A good college player is not a good NBA player. Like, no offense
exactly.
to Jesse or Joe, but you're not NBA players. I'm sorry. Yes, you're good in college, but that's college. It does not translate. Obviously, for some people, it might. If they're tall, athletic, can shoot, but when you're 6'1" and have trouble shooting against a 6'5" guy, you're not going to the NBA.
Good
There's
luck.
no
Yeah,
no chance you go to the NBA. So,
exactly.
Joe, I don't even know why you put that on your Instagram post that you're going to try to go to the NBA. Just enter the transfer portal. Like, you have no shot to go to the NBA, so don't even try that one.
Yeah,
It's college
and like
basketball
that.
is a mess. It's very frustrating if you can't tell. I mean, I've been yelling the whole time basically.
Yeah,
I'm just so annoyed. Like, we have 4 years with Jesse Edwards. Nope, not a fifth. Not a fifth.
Crazy.
Like that. If COVID didn't happen, Jesse, you wouldn't even have a fifth year. You wouldn't have a fifth year to get your NIL money. Like, come
It's
on. Just
ridiculous.
stay with us one more year. Actually try to win. But nobody cares about winning anymore. It's just about the money. They just see the dollar signs.
Exactly.
Emo, that's all I have to say. Do you have anything else to add
Yeah.
about
Who knows what's going to happen with the basketball program? Who knows if commits like Elijah Moore will even come here anymore because of the NIL thing? Just hope that Syracuse can get a couple of good players out of the portal, but you never know what's going to happen. So I guess we'll know in about June what the team will look like.
Don't expect anything, honestly.
Yeah, don't expect a great team, but
that's pretty much it for this episode.
yeah.
I'm gonna leave this one more of like a raw, uncut type of episode. I might make a few cuts here and there, but I think that would be pretty cool to see like a raw, uncut episode of what goes on.
Yeah, this
Other
was
than
just
that,
this was just us talking,
necessary.
no notes or anything.
Yeah, literally no script. We literally have no script. I mean, I had my phone for the tweets and stuff, but no script. This is all off the dome.
This is just our pure thoughts and how we're feeling. That's just how I'm feeling, you know?
Exactly. We're just spitting facts out here. But yeah, this is a necessary episode. We had to cover this all. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this rant sesh. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Like always, things I always say.
You guys
check out our social medias in the description below. It'll help us out a lot. We should have a weekly episode up. I don't see why we wouldn't. So look out for that Saturday. And then next week, we'll have some vlogs when the Syracuse Mets come back into town. So look out for those.
Love those vlogs.
Khalil Lee's court date is today.
Yeah, so we'll update you guys on that.
Hold on, let me Google it really quick. We'll do a little Google search.
I was trying to look it up before, and I didn't see anything new, but we don't even know what time his appearances or anything, but we should know very soon.
When we find out, we'll let you guys know. Keep the 100%. Hashtag going around, even though it's not about this episode. Still,
release him.
Hope you guys fun in court. Other than that, it's been Cam
and Emily.
We're out. Peace. See you guys Saturday.